Hey, good morning. Happy Wednesday. You are watching Vail Daily Live. I'm your host here in the studio, Ashley LaFleur, and we have Trisha Swenson and Ty Diaz out in the field today, but just kind of getting myself organized this morning. We have so much going on, even more that, things have really, now that they've opened up, we have a lot going on every single week, but with the addition of the 4th of July happening on Sunday, which Emma just reminded me that today is the last day of June. What? How did that happen? Anyway, we have so much happening. So we're going to be letting you know what's going on throughout the valley, and we have a lot of fun interviews to get to today. So let's take a look at what's coming up on the show. Now, first of all, I will be here kind of conducting the switching back and forth of the things, and really that's going to be Emma and Rachel back behind the scenes. But when it comes to moving around the valley, that'll be my job. So first of all, we're going to just be talking about some great events that are happening, some weather. We do have some rain in the forecast, which is great because that's been helping the Sylvan Fire in a big way. But we're going to be talking about the Beaver Creek events, also the 4th of July events happening in Beaver Creek and Vail. Also, we have Trisha, she's going to be talking with Nell Davis about the Vail Rec Series and some of the fun things that they have going on with biking and with running. And then we also have some real estate on the show. We're going to be talking about what's going on with Nate Peterson about some of the biggest stories that are happening for the valley right now. And then we also have the town of Minturn. Their Minturn market is returning, and then they also have some really fun 4th of July celebrations that are taking place ahead of the 4th of July, which is really kind of fun because it just makes it so that you can spread out your 4th of July weekend plans across the valley again. And then of course we have Lance Fry over at Better Fine Jewelers. So if you're looking for a way to just sparkle this weekend, and if maybe you want to get something a little bit fresh, maybe you want to check out some of their watches for a present for the guy in your life. They have just some beautiful watches there, and then for the ladies, whoever you might want to get a gift for. But Betteridge will be on, so it's going to be a very busy show, but I think we should probably talk about your weather and what's coming up for today. So we're starting off with some really nice blue skies. And this first thing this morning, there's just that nice dew on the grass. So it really is kind of creating that chill in the atmosphere. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's all brought to you by Betteridge. They've been in business since the late 1800s, and they have gorgeous jewelry. They have exceptional service, and they also have some incredible watches. And they're located right in Solaris. So we'll be talking with Lance a little bit later on. So right now, about 47 degrees where we are in Eagle Vale, Avon area. And eventually we'll be seeing that high around 64 today. But right about like 1 o'clock or so, a little bit after lunch, is when we're starting to see those showers moving back in. And then it looks like those showers are going to stay with us right up until about sunset, which is at 8:30 tonight. So let's say you have plans to go see, I don't know, the Bravo Vail show in Vail tonight at the Ford Amphitheater. You're going to want to bring probably a rain jacket with you, maybe just some sort of if you're going to be sitting on the lawn, something that's going to be a little bit more on the waterproof side. But it's so good to see these showers, see things cooling off, and the showers are going to continue really through the rest of the week. And then look at this, just in time for the 4th of July, things dry out and they warm up. So it's really quite the forecast, and really great time that you picked to be here with us in the Vail Valley. So thank you so much for joining us on Vail Daily Live. And also I want to remind you that you can chat with us. So if you're watching on Facebook or if you're watching on YouTube, you can actually interact with us on the show and let us know what you're thinking, some of your questions, and also, just maybe share some thoughts with us. But somebody who likes to share his thoughts with us, Ty Diaz. This guy was telling me all about some of his hiking up on Vail Mountain yesterday. And Ty, looking good this morning. I'm so glad that we both got the pink memo, Little hint.
Yes, it's summertime's here. The burst of colors are everywhere, and I decided to maybe play into that and not necessarily camouflage perfectly in nature, but I got to keep up with you and Trisha and all the hosts on the show of Vail Daily Live. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I did a hike on Sunday, Ashley, and I was over on Vail Mountain. I'm not sure if you're wanting me to tell a little bit about my experience, but I had time to fit an easy hike in from the Eagle Bond Gondola. And number 19, all the way over to Gondola 1 in Lion's Head. And it was a really simple, easy hike to do for the time frame that I had. That was just a quick hike for the day. And I did bring a light jacket similar to this for that hike because it was a chilly start in the trees. We had rain in the forecast. We had those clouds overhead. And then back in the sun, you started to feel the heat of that. again while you're out there. But it was a very busy time, and the trail that I took is called Fireweed, but it seemed like there was an upper and lower. So when you're doing this hike, you'll find that there's kind of like a fork in the road to choose to do the higher or lower. But it was a downhill hike to Gondola 1, really easy to do, and clearly signposted throughout the trail, and a lot of fun. So if you're visiting with us, or if you're looking for something simple for your family or friends to do, they're visiting this area for the first time, and they really don't get out much in this way, this is one of those hikes that I recommend someone try. So this was a gondola number 19 up, so it did require my pass, and then it was a free gondola ride back down. But if you hike up the Vail Mountain or Beaver Creek Mountain, where there is daily activities of gondola service, hiking up is free, the ride down is free. But it was worth it. But I'm in Minturn right now, very busy. You don't mind me sharing a little bit more? I mean, look around. We have the fire station behind me. How often do you all make it to Minturn? Holy Toledo over my shoulder to do your consignment shopping. And then just all of the traffic in this town of Minturn. We're going to make some friends here today. We're going to discover Helen's house. We're also going to talk with Jane of the Scarab. But I mean, if you want to see Minturn, there's the infamous, the famous Lion's Head Rock location that fell a few years ago. Used to have the face of a lion up there, a natural formation. But this is the sweet spot to kind of get out and find the old gem panning mining town of Minturn. Very busy place in Eagle Valley Music. This is where I am. The sun's not shining here yet, and it probably won't until maybe 10 o'clock. But yeah, stick around. We'll be talking with the Scarab and Jane.
Awesome. Yeah, Ty, it looks beautiful out there. I love Minturn so much. I mean, what a charming, just beautiful town. And like you said, it's going to take a minute before that sun reaches the valley floor over there. So you stay warm out there in Minturn. But I'm excited to learn a little bit more about the Scarab and just more about Minturn in general. It really is one of my favorite places to spend time. So if you haven't been before.
Then over my shoulder, you see the Minturn.
Oh, yeah, the water tower.
The water tower. Love
tank
coming down here. I think we're right about it until someone chimes in the chat box and lets us know.
Yeah,
let's throw little mistakes in there just to get people to correct us.
Right. I don't know if we can call it a tower because it's sitting on the ground, but it's a water tank of sorts.
Towering above me, so it's a tower.
There we go. Yeah, chat us up. Tell us more about this tank if you know anything over there in Minturn. All right, Ty, thank you very much. We're going to check in with you in just a little bit, but let's send things over to Trisha Swenson. She is in Vail Village this morning. Trisha, where are you? Hi, Mongo. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Oh, good. I haven't seen you in a minute.
I've been hiding up here.
Yeah, so we went into Mongo. We're right here at Gondola 1, the base of the Mid-Vail section of gondolas. And Mongo came walking up, and I'm like, Mongo, we were just talking about you this morning, bike patrol, wondering how Henry is. So Mongo, first of all, tell us what you're doing. Normally in the winter, we see you on the hill as ski patrol.
Yep.
And now you're part of bike patrol.
Yeah, exactly. In the summertime, ski patrollers are still up there doing the same job. We're just on bikes instead of skis, and maintaining all the bike trails and keeping people safe.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So do you guys go up there and kind of make sure no fallen trees are impacting the trail?
Yeah, exactly. We'll do just like we do in the wintertime. We go and we ski all the groomed runs first thing in the morning to make sure that the cats didn't make any mistakes. Well, in the summertime, we get on our bikes and we check every trail on our bikes, looking mainly for trees. You're right.
Yeah.
With all the dead beetle-killed trees, they blow over with just the slightest puff of a wind. So it's almost nightly that we encounter something that we have to take care of in the morning.
Yeah. And I love this biking trail map that we have here, and it lists everything out from beginner, which is your green circle, and then blue square for more intermediate, and then expert as the the black diamond, much like our ski runs. So you can really see, like, okay, what could our family do today? What could I tackle today? And we also have the bike haul that'll bring it up. How is Grand Traverse looking? That goes from basically the top of Eagle's Nest all the way over to the PHQ area, right?
Yeah, it's perfect right now. It couldn't be better. In fact, all the trails are about as good as they get right now because of the rain that we just had. It's like a powder day in the winter, In the summertime, we get a little bit of rain and it knocks that moon dust down that forms on the trails and makes them kind of slick when it hasn't rained in a while. But right now, the trails are super tacky with that little bit of rain and just perfect.
Okay. Any trails you recommend for maybe the intermediate? Is there anything new this year, or are we still looking at our classics, our Radio Flyer, our Big Mamba?
Yeah, we're still looking at our classics. My favorite is the one that we added last year, which if you're at the top of Gondola 1, Sidekick right here is a beginner free ride trail, and it goes
wow.
all the way out to the bottom of 10, and then you hook up with Golden Gate, which is this one right here, which actually starts right where Sidekick ends at the bottom of chair 10, and that one takes you all the way down the Gold Peak area, and you end up back down at the bottom. And that's a green free ride trail that's
Okay.
6.5 miles long.
Oh, that's awesome. So
It's-
free ride, just some nice berms and rollers. We're not talking a lot of technical navigation.
Yeah, exactly. It's a free ride trail, so it's not. You don't want to confuse it with one of the green roads that we have. Like Post Road is truly our easiest beginner access off of the hill
Those are
over
basically
in the
what are
Lion's
the
Head area.
catwalks in the winter.
Yeah,
the
those are
roads in the
catwalks.
summer.
Yeah, exactly. But the Sidekick to Golden Gate are a beginner free ride trail. So it is a single track trail with berm turns and the opportunity to catch a little air in a couple of spots. But it's your first introduction to a free ride trail is what it's meant to be.
So Sidekick to Golden Gate Trail. That is the trail of the day.
That's
from
the trail
Mongo.
of the day.
We were talking a little bit about the original Ski Patrol dog, Henry, today. How's Henry doing?
He's doing great. Yeah, Henry has a 14th birthday coming up. And right now, Henry's life is life on the porch on the golf course. And he just took a 3-day rafting trip. And so he changed his sleeping environment from the deck to the deck on the boat. Yeah, from the floating deck from the porch. Yeah, so life is good for Henry. He's doing great.
Okay, well, we love Henry, the original Vail Ski Patrol dog, the Avalanche Ambassador dog, all that. So it's good to have you here. I know you got to get to work, so we'll let
I'm
you
on my
go.
way into work.
I know. He's going to be late. They're going to be like, where were you? And he'll be like, I was talking to Trisha. All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you again.
Perfect. Yeah.
Take care.
So, hey, so Ashley, it's feeling good out here. You know, I packed a warmer jacket just because of the cool temperatures we've had lately, but with the sun coming up, I'm going to be shedding this jacket in just a few minutes. Humidity, even though it's up to about 80% I don't really feel it. It feels like it's drying out because of our lack of clouds. But like you said, the clouds will be rolling in later.
Yeah, Trisha, really quickly,
I know.
Dogs. We got some dogs over there. Oh, hello, everybody.
I know
dogs
coming out, people going to work. That's what's happening today. But we're going to travel over to Solaris and go talk to Vail Rec District about the mountain bike race today and the Vail Trail Run. The Dina Fit Trail Running Series starts this weekend.
Awesome. Well, Trisha, I'm so excited. I can't believe you got Mongo first thing this morning. We were literally, his ears must have been itching. Like we were just talking about him before you left this morning. And do you know that Henry, his dog, has his own wine? Oh yeah. He has his own wine. It's named after him. Anyway, we'll chat more about that later. And I know we have some chat questions too that we'll get to. I know Mongo had to get to work, but like Trisha said, a lot going on. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with more Vail Daily Live.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outlets@silverthorne.com for current sales and events.
All right, welcome back to Vail Daily Live. It's your Wednesday edition. And really quickly, we want to talk about that local weather forecast because it is going to impact how you plan your day. And basically where we're at right now is try to get out early. That's going to be where you're going to get the best activity squeezed in before we might see a little bit of rain later on this afternoon. And first thing this morning, it's really nice and brisk. And we have some of those low hanging clouds that have just kind of created that misty situation. And then of course the dew on the grass from the rain overnight. It's so fragrant. It's so beautiful. And those temperatures are pretty nice and cool first thing this morning where I am. They're about in the 40s, 50s, depending on where you're waking up in the valley at the moment. And then eventually we'll be seeing those highs in the low 60s, maybe low 70s, again, depending on where you are in the valley. So like for Avon, maybe a high around like 72 today by the time we get into the afternoon. And then we'll see those clouds kind of developing right after lunch and that chance for rain staying with us really all afternoon long. And so, for instance, if you are planning to get outside and you don't have the right gear, you can head on over to the outlets at Silverthorne. They're located right at exit 205, and they have so many different brands, and you're going to save a ton of money. So if you need to get yourself a rain jacket, if you need to get yourself some warmer layers because we have those cool evenings and cool mornings here in the mountains, you're going to find all of them there right at exit 205. Super easy to get to. They also have the outlets at Castle Rock, so if you haven't been there before, but just incredible savings that you're going to find at the outlets at Silverthorne on all sorts of great mountain gear. So looking at that local weather forecast, that should also kind of let you know what's going on with kind of, again, how to plan your day. So we have the Avon Possibilities Art Expo that takes place on Wednesdays starting at 11 a.m. So perfect timing considering the forecast. And Trisha had a chance to catch up with Gretchen to find out a little bit more about how all of this is working and about some of the artists that you might encounter. So let's take a look at that. All right, come back to me.
We're at Possibilities in Avon Weekly Arts Expo. Joining us now, we have Gretchen Norwalk, and she's one of the many painters that you're going to find here on Wednesdays. And Gretchen, so cool to see everyone's art and really get to speak to the artist. If you come to this event, this is the advantage. It's not like you're just in a gallery. You really get to talk to you directly about any questions.
For me directly, yes.
Yeah, perfect. And how long have you been doing this?
Going on 30 years.
Wow. So as a kid, were you always painting, drawing, creating of some sort?
Yes, I have a BA and a master's degree in fine art. It's what I am trained to do.
Okay. All right. Well, you're doing a good job. You made a career out of it.
Yes.
So tell us about the style of your painting, and let's take a look at
Well, I
this
love
one
color.
first.
I love color, and I try to work different kinds of color into my work. And I like acrylic paint because it can do so many things. It can look like watercolor or oil all in the same piece.
Yeah.
So.
I know. Wow.
Yeah.
And fine that you've got the columbine in here.
Right.
Are you a Colorado native?
Yes, I am.
Okay, yep, so we got that, and then a lot of the other just colorful flowers that just remind us of the hike that we just went on,
Right.
or maybe a beautiful flower garden in your backyard.
Right.
So these flowers are always in bloom. All right, tell us about some of these.
The wildlife?
Yes.
Well,
I'll bring you over here
I
a little
really
bit.
like the wildlife. I really like to paint wildlife, but it's kind of just a place to play with the color, the image. But I like my wildlife to look real and actually do what they are doing. I like them dripping and moving and jumping and accurately portrayed, but then the color is all my own.
Yeah, no, this is great. Like the moose, he's cool enough. I can see that up by like
Cool enough.
Piney Lake up here.
There
where
you
we
go.
have a lot of the moose, or maybe in the Gore Creek in Vail Village, we have a couple moose that roam around there.
Oh, I didn't know
Okay,
that.
and elk. Yes, you work with a lot of just the type of wildlife that we're gonna see in our backyards.
Colorado, that's right.
And then the hawk, the bear, these are great, just a little bit bigger. You say you like to work with, on a larger scale.
I like to work large.
Okay, bring us over here. Over there. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be this close to this guy, but
Thank
he's
goodness
maybe-
it's only
yeah,
paint.
only a painting. And then I just love the colors that you put into this one too.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
Thank
All right, so you have your originals. We can also get some prints.
Yes.
So kind of any budget can be satisfied.
Yes. Yep, I even have some $20 pieces.
Oh, okay, awesome. Something for everybody. Wait, do I see a cowboy here?
Yep, a cowboy in there.
Okay.
A Steamboat Springs cowboy.
And oh, well, really?
Yeah, I used to live there.
Okay, okay. And you say sometimes you'll even do portraits.
Yeah,
or sketches.
abstracts and figures too. Okay. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of figures lately.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, down in Longmont they have some live figures, people that will model for you.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I can tell you love your craft.
Yeah,
that's
it's fun.
awesome. Well, if we want to follow you, do you have a website or anything?
Yes, I do. It's just GretchenNorwalk.com.
Okay.
And I have cards here.
Okay, yep, come on down on Wednesdays. We have Possibilities in Avon, the weekly arts expo that's happening Wednesdays, 11. That's when it kicks off. It's gonna be going on all afternoon. They'll have live music here as well. So thank you so much for coming out today.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel honored.
Thank you so much to Trisha and Gretchen. And again, if you're looking for that calendar of events, including the Avon Possibilities Weekly Art Expo, it starts at 11 o'clock today until 4 o'clock today, and it's on the Main Street Mall in Avon. So this is weekly, and you can discover your next favorite piece of art. But if you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on, you want to keep track of it, you can find that calendar of events in today's paper. Now, Ty is over in Minturn. I'm really excited about this because he is standing outside one of their long-standing businesses. It's called the Scarab, and it's been a while since I've been in there. And so, Ty, tell me a little bit. Are you outside? Where are you? What's going on right now?
I'm glad that you asked. I'm learning where I am too. I do know that I'm in Minturn, and I know that I recognize some things like mustachios, also known as Magustos, and the country club in Minturn, and the Scarab, Holy Toledo, the fire station. I recognize all these things, but this location is new for me as I look around, and I know that we were just discussing it the other day, this location as when some rain came in with Emma, I believe, and this area is known as, well, the best person to tell us about it shouldn't be me.
Wow.
Let's meet Jane of the Scarab, Name. And so Ashley has a
Good
question.
morning.
Where am I?
Yeah, how are you? Well, good morning. You're in downtown Minturn. This is called the Agora. It's at Helen's house, which is right next door, which is our family's home that's been turned into an Airbnb.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we decided to create this space for the summer until about September, October. We're going to leave this up, and it's a community gathering spot.
There was an event here a few days ago. The band was playing outside. People know of this place. I imagine it would be the community, the people that live in Minturn. But I'm inside of here for the first time. There's a lot going on. I see ping pong, cornhole, a lot of artwork.
Yes.
So you opened the barn for some reason, so that I imagine that's a venue. So this location, this courtyard, is a community park area. Just come out and enjoy.
Yes, it is. It's open from 9 till 9 every day. We do have some special events, which we will make note of on the front board. That's open to the public. We have live music. Moonrise, Sunrise is also new-ish.
That's the restaurant next door.
Yeah. And now in the evenings it turns into Moonrise, which is a bar, and they make craft cocktails and there's snacks. But Moonrise has been collaborating with us to bring music in here in different events. We've had hat painting and different pop-up retail stores have opened up. So throughout the summer, we'll have announcements of those as well.
Looking at the website, we could find pictures of Helen House. And like
Yes.
you were mentioning, that's an Airbnb or vacation rental, but that was your family's home that you turned into that.
Yes. It's an old historic home here in Minturn. We've had for a while now, and we've renovated it in the last few years, and it's really looking lovely. And it's a venue also where you could have Helen's house and rent this whole space, and the barn is for that as well.
Wow.
It's an indoor space. We've been using it just as an overflow of the Agora during some of our events, and we're hoping to have more.
The views from here are fantastic. We have the iconic view of the Lion's Head Rock above that I was just explaining earlier. Though the main face of it fell a few years ago, but it still looks somewhat there.
It's definitely most of it's there.
And then behind you, from your website, there was the river running by.
Yep.
So a lot of sweet features there. And let's get a little bit deeper in here, and you
Yes.
can kind of describe the layout of the land.
So this is the old dairy house that we call the milk shack, where back in the day when it was a farm, they did store the milk and so forth in that little space.
Oh,
We've renovated it. It's not quite done yet, but under here we've set up some musicians before under the space. And it's just so lovely now with all the plants growing. And I'd love to show you the barn.
well, it's not lit up in there, but let's check out the barn, shall we?
Yes, just hang on.
We're live, Vail Daily Live. If you have any questions while watching this segment, the chat box is right there for you. Oh, natural light coming in from the other side. And while Jane is setting up, I'll share with you more views from this location. And again, there is the Minturn sign that you see when you pull into town. Very colorful location, spacious. And at nighttime, if you notice, some of the trim lights up quite nicely as well. There's the Helen house right here. And as we learned, the milk house, bands can set up through there. And it looks like we have some lighting inside. Shall we go inside? We're invited to come inside.
Oh, Ty, it looks gorgeous. I was just looking up at some of the history of Helen's house, and it was built in 1881, which is so incredible. And I know it looks like our shot's freezing just a little bit, but oh, there we go. We got you back. And I mean, how exciting. So apparently, the Nelsons, Ben Nelson built that house in 1881, and they were Scandinavian entrepreneurs. And at one point, they were the largest landowners in Minturn. And the Nelsons had two sons, Arthur and Siegfried, and Art and Sig both married women by the name of Helen, hence the name Helen's house. This is so, I mean, what incredible history. And so the family farmed lettuce and operated a creamery named Nelson's Dairy. And so, I mean, how special that this is now a place that we can all come and enjoy. Jane, we're also getting some people in chat saying hello. They're telling us that you are just the bomb.
Oh.
And and obviously, I mean, this decor, this is so exciting. So this is part of being able to actually rent out the Airbnb. You get to enjoy this space.
Depends on the agreements. Of course, you can have the Airbnb and have the backyard, which hopefully we'll be able to go into as well. But this barn is for special events, and we've been opening it up during our evening music time, which is out in the Agora. But the barn has been just so fun to open, and we've been doing different art projects from inside here and having a little pop-up retail. We've had a wedding here already, and a bridal, not a bridal shower. What is it called?
Is it Larry?
That's Larry.
The little town of Minturn where everybody knows the other's name. Larry, good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Is that the backyard?
This is the backyard.
Continue the tour. Okay, let's go to the backyard. Let's explore Minturn with Larry.
Come on.
Look how this place is. This world and the worlds continue to unfold. Hopefully, I'm not moving too fast for you guys at home. But see this tour.
Welcome.
All right. Now, welcome to the backyard. Got a table here. Sorry about that. Backyard.
It's
To the backyard.
that part.
All right, Ty, sorry, our signal's kind of getting a little wonky there. So we'll check back in with you here in just a little bit. But thank you so much, Jane, for that beautiful tour, and for Larry for popping in there. And people are just, remarking how cool it is, and really how special. So if you want to learn more, you can log on to helenshouseminturn.com to get the details about the Airbnb and learn a little bit more about the history. But what a special space, and Minturn just in general. I mean, that town is just, it's so gorgeous. It's so special. And what a great way to spend time there now. Maybe just spend the night or spend the weekend. And if you're going to be up here for the weekend, we have some sunshine on the way, but before we get there, we do have some rain in the forecast. So like I was saying earlier, if you need to get yourself a rain jacket, or maybe you need to get yourself some of those warmer layers because it is chilly first thing in the morning or later on in the evening, the outlets at Silverthorne is a place to go. They have elevated savings and so many different brands to choose from, and they're right at exit 205, just along I-70. Super quick hop and a jump. Takes maybe 30 to 40 minutes, depending on where you are in the valley, to get there. And this morning, things are going to be in really good shape on the roads, but we are expecting to see that rain move in around lunchtime and then stay with us into the evening this evening. So just be prepared. Try to get outside early, and then get that rain jacket for later on in the afternoon. So you can see we do have more rain in the forecast for today, tomorrow, and Friday, and then just in time for 4th of July weekend, things clear up, warm up, and we get more of that sunshine. So that's a look at that local weather forecast from the outlets at Silverthorne. Okay, so Rach, what do we want to do next here? We're going to take a quick break, and then coming up, we have more coming from Vail Village, from Minturn, so stay with us.
It's back. The 81st Annual Eagle County Fair and Rodeo rides into town July 21st through the 24th. Enjoy the thrill of the Great Northern Affair Carnival rides daily. Great food, live music, 4-H exhibits, and more. Plus all the action of the PRCA Pro Rodeo. Friday and Saturday nights, kick up your heels with country singing sensation Buck Ford. Don't miss the action. Get your tickets online now for the Eagle County Fair and Rodeo.
All right, welcome back into the studio for Vail Daily Live. And live right now in Vail Village, Trisha is standing by with Nell. And Vail is just alive with all sorts of different events, and also some great ways to get out there and to enjoy the scenery, and maybe ways that you hadn't thought about doing before. And as a local, my goodness, they provide us some really great opportunities, not only to enjoy the scenery, but also to compete a little bit, to get those heart and lungs pumping. And so the rec district, they have mountain bike races. They also have trail running races, and they're just so incredibly special. But I'm not the person with all the details. I'm pretty sure that's Nell. So let's send it out to Trisha and Nell and find out more about what's happening with these Vail Rec District activities. Trisha, I mean, what a gorgeous day to be out recreating in Vail.
Oh yeah, you know what? I mean, this is the place to be. And if you're here and if you want to participate in some of these things that many locals do with the different town race series that we have, Nell's going to let us know how we can participate. So we've got the mountain bike race series. We also have the Dina Fit Vail trail running series.
Yeah.
And what's nice is you were able to have an abbreviated version of this last year, even during COVID. You still made it happen. You still gave us some goals to work for. But this year, it's back to the full regular schedule.
It's back, yeah. We were very proud of what we were able to accomplish last year as far as still putting on races, but now we're back to kind of back to normal. So our race tonight is Hammer in the Hay, and that's at 4 Eagle Ranch.
Okay. Yeah, Hammer in the Hay. This is a fun one. I used to do these, and you've got kind of the meadow to go through, and then you got some climbs, and you do a couple laps depending on your ability level.
Yeah. Like the kids will do one short loop, and then adults will do combinations of longer loops and shorter loops. It's not as strenuous as our last race, which was the Davos Dash, straight uphill.
Short but sweet.
Yeah, so this one's more of it's a little more friendly to the average biker, I would say.
And it kind of brings us out to an area that maybe you don't normally go to,
Mm-hmm.
Walcott and the 4 Eagle Ranch area. Is the after party going to be there?
Yep, after party will be there. Free beer for racers 21 and over. But yeah, it's just a really cool place to be. You're like biking around and looking at all the horses, and it's a pretty cool place. And we're excited to race there.
Yeah, have that race again, because it wasn't last year. So.
We took last year off, so we're excited to be back.
Okay, Hammer in the Hay happens tonight. If you want to register for it, what time?
Registration on site starts at 3:45, and kids start racing at 4:45. Adults start at 5:45. So there's plenty of time beforehand.
Okay, perfect. And then now the big race going on this weekend is the iconic Vail Hill Climb, and this is a running race.
This is a running race. This is one of our biggest and best races, just because it's such an iconic Vail event. It's always coincides with the Independence Day weekend, so it's just a really great way to kick off your holiday weekend. I mean, it's 7.7 miles uphill, so it's challenging, but it's rewarding.
Yeah. If you can make it to that, there's gonna be donuts for everyone that gets to the Mid-Vail, the finish line up there. And so give us the route.
Okay, so it's kind of just a traverse. Basically, we start from the Vail's Mountain House, which is also our race sponsor. Then you run through the village, and then it's just a 7.7-mile climb, just traversing across the mountain, mainly on gravel roads, and then you end up at Mid-Vail. And you earned your donut, you earned your 4th of July barbecue beer and burger.
And you get a t-shirt and everything.
There's custom race t-shirts for every race, so you'll get one of those. Just the feeling of accomplishment, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
and just something to kind of work towards. A lot of people, they do their routine every single day, but if you have a goal, if you're like, well, I have to, run up Vail Mountain 7.7 miles, I got to work harder for that. And that's what people do. They kind of use these as benchmarks and, to compare their times from year to year.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a great way to just give yourself a reason, to train for it. And honestly, I think just by getting out there, you won. Like, it doesn't matter what your finish time was, like you won just by being out there.
Yeah, and I'm sure you see a lot of variety of ages too.
Oh yeah, all ages, all ability levels. We have our elite runners that I can barely make it up the gondola in time to get their picture at the finish line, and then we have people that treat it more as, just a quick hike. But it's great for all ages and abilities.
Okay.
It'll be tough, but it'll be worth it. I
tough
promise.
and rewarding is what Nell's saying. All right, and if we want to register in advance for these, how do we do that?
Yep, so you can still register online at vailrec.com. Friday, the big pickup and registration will be at Vail's Mountain House. I believe that's from 3 to 6 p.m., but check vailrec.com. And then you can also register morning of, but it starts at 7 a.m. So you might want to get yourself dialed in before then.
Yeah, do this the day before so you're all ready to go and you're all fueled up and everything. Yeah. Okay, all right, Nell, and then anything else you want to let us know about?
We've got all kinds of programs and activities, and our facilities are all back open. So please just go to vailrec.com and you can see everything we've got going on because we have a lot of fun stuff.
All right. Well, we better let you get back to work so you can plan for today's Hammer in the Hay. 3:45 registration starts out at Four Eagle Ranch, and then the Vail Hill Climb, the iconic race, happening on Saturday, but register in advance so you're all ready to go for that 7 a.m. start.
Yep. We can't wait to see everybody there.
Okay. All right. Back to you, Ashley. Any questions for us?
I mean, honestly, Trisha, I'm just impressed that you would do these mountain bike races. I know, our local races,
I haven't done them in a while.
I'm just really impressed. But no, I'm so excited to have it back and have that full schedule. So thank you so much for all that you're doing to provide these amazing opportunities for us. And Trisha, thank you so much. It looks beautiful out there. And again, vailrec.com is that website, so you can get all the details on how you can sign up. Or, maybe if you're not ready quite yet to do that hill climb this 4th of July, put it on the calendar for next year and start working towards it. Now, we have some really great events that are also happening that might be a little bit more mellow, might be a little bit more your speed. If you're not going to be running or mountain biking, maybe you want to try fly fishing. And thankfully, we have fly fishing outfitters right here in the Vail Valley. And they've been here since 1992, locally owned and operated, and just an incredible shop that is endorsed by Orvis, which is not a very common thing. And they have float trips, they have wade trips, they have different schools. They have a rowing school. So let's say you maybe bought yourself a boat during the pandemic and you don't really know how to use it. They can help you take care of that. But John Packer was just in the studio the other day, and he would just kind of give us an updated fly fishing report. And what he was saying is that, because of the rain, things have really improved. So that's been great news, not only for people that want to get out fly fishing, but also for the fish. So if you want to get, kind of the details of what's happening for each day, you want to give them a call at Fly Fishing Outfitters. And of course, they can give you the specific rundown. And then he also brought in these really great shoes, fly fishing shoes, because you want to have the right shoes to wear if you're going to, especially if you're going to be wading into the river. And there's a new one that he brought in, and it's a combination between Orvis and Michelin tires. And they've created the soles on the bottom of these shoes, and they look like just regular shoes. It's not necessarily like the giant hiking boots or anything, but they have a really great retail shop. So according to John, he was just saying that, some of the flows are dropping quickly on the Eagle River, and kind of where you want to be right now is the Roaring Fork. And what he was saying is that the Roaring Fork is just kind of as good as it gets right now. And they're doing full day floats, and the fishing is excellent. And some green drakes are still hatching, but the caddis, yellow stoneflies, and pale morning duns are coming off all day long, making for fantastic dry fly fishing. So floating is the best way to get after it right now, and I can certainly endorse that. Float fishing is or float trips are just, that's my favorite way to fly fish, because you go out there with the guides. They can point out exactly where to cast your rod. They can help you set up your rod, especially if you're a complete beginner like I am. And then they'll pack lunch. You get to stop along the river and just soak up the views, take a ton of pictures. So if you haven't done a float trip before, definitely book one with them at flyfishingoutfitters.net. So that's like what's happening with your fly fishing. Now, let's say that maybe even that's a little bit more activity than you want. Maybe you want to just sit back, relax, and just let the action unfold in front of you. Well, Bravo Vail, they have their show tonight at the Ford Amphitheater, and this will be the Dallas Symphony Orchestra. It takes place at 6 o'clock, where you can get those tickets for the lawn. They're really, really affordable. And tonight it's all about Beethoven and Mendelssohn. So it sounds like it's going to be a really fun, upbeat show. Emma's going nuts in the background right now as someone that loves music and is a performer herself. She's really, really excited about this one. I mean, yeah, you see this? Look at, she's so pumped about Beethoven. So if you want to get some tickets for that show tonight, you can go to bravovail.org. And again, that is taking place at the Ford Amphitheater. Now, something else that's going on this morning, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, Walking Mountain Science Center does wildflower walks. So this is just about an hour long, and it takes place at the Vail Nature Center, which is kind of behind the Ford Amphitheater, between the Ford Amphitheater and the soccer fields. But it starts at 11:30, and reservations are required, but it's only $5, and you get to go out. It's family friendly, and you just kind of need to be ready to spend an hour outside. But you get to explore the vibrant and just the vibrant flora and fauna with someone who knows what they're talking about, which is really special. And then if you are, maybe you're kind of an expert on those flowers, but you want to learn more about birds, they do morning bird walks on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So great way to just meet some people in the valley, and also to learn a little bit more about our environment and some of the other critters that live here. So that is going on with Walking Mountains, and you can find them at walkingmountains.org. So that's a little kind of block of events that's taking place. And should we maybe take a look at the weather that's going to be part of those events, Rach? All right. So basically, rule of thumb, just really kind of any time that you're here in the mountains, is the earlier you get out, the better you're going to have it. Pretty much, right? Because the weather's a lot more predictable in the morning. And this morning we have some beautiful sunshine, some cooler, crisp temperatures, but we are expecting to see some moisture moving in later on this afternoon. So you can see here a high of 64 degrees today. If you're going to be in the kind of the Edwards, Vail areas, it's going to be a little bit cooler. And then as you head down to Eagle and Gypsum, it's going to be a little bit warmer. But look for that rain to continue this afternoon all the way through this evening. And then we continue to see rain in the forecast for Thursday, for Friday, and then things clear up as we get into Saturday and Sunday. So just in time for the 4th of July, more sunshine and warmer weather. And it's all brought to you by Liv Sotheby's International Realty, Colorado's leading real estate firm. Contact one of their Vail Valley broker professionals today to help you live the life you love. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Don't
Is Cooper outside?
Oh no. Cooper? Here, boy.
If your life isn't always practical, your carpet should be. You can relax with Lee's with our pet-friendly, stylish, and durable Lee's carpets. Backed by the industry's only 25-year no-exclusion stain warranty.
Don't worry. Carpet One's got this covered.
Oh.
Find your new Lee's carpet in stock now. We can install right away.
Plastic surgery isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good. At Mangett Plastic Surgery Institute and Skincare, from the moment you walk in the door, we want you to feel confident and empowered, while our team of specialists help you find the best version of yourself. With two of the nation's leading plastic surgeons right here in the mountains, we have one goal: personalized care with exceptional results. Mangett Plastic Surgery Institute and Skincare. Your beauty should be effortless.
Hey, welcome back into the studio. I'm here with Nate Peterson. This is big for us. I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and chat with you.
Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being here this morning. And so, when it comes to the big stories that are happening in the Vail Daily, this is the guy. All right, he's just the guy. And one of the biggest things that's been happening is I-70 shutting down through Glenwood Canyon.
Other closures too with Cottonwood Pass. There's been when this does shut down, people go Cottonwood Pass. There's been a rollover there that closed that down. There's been stuff on Independence Pass that slowed things down. So it's not great. We need the rain here in Western Colorado, but when it does rain, that Grizzly Creek burn scar has created flash floods. And so they basically said, CDOT said anytime there's considerable rain, they're going to shut it down just in fear of another mudslide. And so that happened again yesterday. It was closed and then reopened. Sunday, the governor almost missed his bill signing up here. He just barely made it through, and then this mudslide closed the canyon in both directions for hours. So if you're planning on going to Glenwood for a Target trip, maybe check the weather.
Yes, definitely do that. I was getting those flood alerts on my phone yesterday, and it was like, oh man, oh, it's coming again.
Right, and it's also created issues for us because we print newspapers that go to Glenwood, Aspen. So there's been some shuffling at the press with who's going to go earlier. Some of these papers are going over Cottonwood Pass. So it's just, the whole corridor gets screwed up when I-70 is closed, and so it's an issue for our economies and but we also do need the rain to help with the fire. So.
Right, man. Well, you can learn more about it. You can look at those pictures right there. You can see more in the paper today. But I was also looking at more about, what happens if you're in a mudslide and they say, stay in your car.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the safest place that you can be. Okay. So something that's maybe like a little bit more positive than that. Let's talk about the Sylvan fire because that has benefited greatly from the rain.
Yes. They're up to 44% containment.
Yes.
There are 400 firefighting personnel on this blaze now. They brought in 2 hotshot crews yesterday. The hotshot crews are like the elite of the elite for firefighters. They attack the fire where the fire is, where some of these other fire crews, they're building fire line back from the fire and doing some back burning. So they're making a lot of progress, but the public information officer, Tracy LeClaire, who's great, she insisted last night, rain will not put out this fire unless I think we get 40 days of rain. There's still a lot of fuels in the fire's perimeter. There's really hard parts to reach that's what they're dealing with is on some edges of the fire. They're going to bring in some heavy machinery just to cut paths for firefighters to get in there to attack the fire. But it's been really good news these last 3 days. We've had rain and they keep putting black line down in the fire. It seems every morning, every night. We went from 27% yesterday morning to 44% last night.
Right,
and hopefully we'll get more today.
Right. Okay. So some really important things happening here this week. And, and then also as a local, I think we've all seen what's been going on with housing and on the front page, housing crisis management. So what's the deal, Nate?
There's no secret. We ran a column last week that someone said, same old housing crisis, that Vail's had a housing crisis since it was founded. But this crisis, I talked to a lot of people, it's worse than it's ever been. They did a migration survey. What I call it the Zoom boom. Basically, these remote workers that wanted to get out of cities have come here. We had a real estate boom unlike any other that's driven up housing prices, lowered inventory. And so people with a lot more outside money makes it harder for locals working here to get housing, whether it's a rental or whether to get in the market. So the county commissioners, it was just a work session, but they talked about, we could talk this to death, but we really need some action on this. So it seems like they're leaning towards spending about $10 million of reserves. They have about $30 million in reserves to attack this problem in a variety of ways. There's sort of smaller level solutions, mid-level solutions, and then, big solutions like something like building another Miller Ranch somewhere, but that would also cost more money than $10 million. So it'd be looking for outside funding sources and that sort of stuff. But other communities around have done things like emergency declarations or disaster declarations. They said they're not really wanting to do that. They said we don't really know what that does, other than but doing using money to spend to attack this problem, whether it's helping people get loans to get in housing, to other programs to create it, or also funding things like building mother-in-law apartments on houses so that people, but like some, you run into HOAs and those sorts of things where HOAs says you can't build a basement entrance. But there's just a lot of ideas out there, and they're looking at all of them, trying to help solve this housing crisis.
Man. Okay. Well, you can learn more on page A3 on today's paper. And then finally, Nate, I don't know if you know this about me, but I used to be a reporter in Boulder. And
really? I grew up in Boulder.
Oh, we have so much to talk about.
Right.
So one of the biggest things that I covered while I was there was bees, and specifically neonicotinoids, which I spent a lot of time learning how to pronounce.
Talk about the bees.
Yes, learning how to pronounce that word. Neonicotinoids are bad.
Okay, is that the mites, or
that is the stuff that ends up it's in Roundup, and so it's something that's systemic. And once it's sprayed somewhere, it's in that plant forever.
Right, in the plant forever. I guess bees can travel up to 100 miles.
Right.
So they go out, they get on these plants that have stuff like Roundup, and then they bring it back to the hive. So I mean, we've got mudslides, a fire, a housing crisis. We called the National Weather Service this week, and they said there's a cloud of locusts that are on the Utah border heading this direction.
Oh, good. Great. Fantastic.
But
awesome.
The bees, this is a global problem, as you know. It's not a local problem. But I mean, the thing that interests me most about this story that was written by Ali Longwell is bees, or pollinators pollinate 1/3 of crops. So, so it's like that's according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. So when bee populations are in decline, that impacts the entire ecosystem, food system, and it's not good news. And so between weather, mites, or especially the pesticides or Roundup, beekeepers in the valley have said they've just seen, bee populations be decimated, less bees out there.
Right. And so, I mean, this story, it's really, I thought it was so well done. And, she talks to Carrie Hogan, who's a friend who just, she tried to become a beekeeper in 2020, and then she ran into some big problems. So if you want to learn a little bit more about it, that's going to be just right here on page A2 of the paper. So Nate, all right, they're telling us we got to wrap it up.
All right. Good talking to you. We'll talk more about Boulder some other time.
Right. Yeah. Boulder and locusts and all sorts of things. Right now, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take it like complete opposite direction. Let's talk about 4th of July and grilling, shall we? Let's just lighten it up a little bit. Let's take a look at that grilling segment.
Hello everyone, this is Sean Naylor with the Vail Daily, and today on the grill, we're gonna be grilling some burgers. This meat right here, it's been marinating in soy sauce and garlic all day long. So what I'm doing right here is I'm slapping the patty, making it up. You don't want any big visible creases up and around top. What you want is a nice, smooth surface on it. And then throw her on the grill. Got some onions and olive oil and salt. Now I'm just going to throw here in this here skillet, drop that on, top that off, put the lid back on, and drink Dr. Pepper. This segment is also unofficially brought to you by Dr. Pepper. You're welcome. Please sponsor me. All right, it's time to take a look. Woo! So this is perfect. We got a little bit of char on the bottom, and then the top is still juicy and brown. This is Sean Naylor, assistant editor at the Vail Daily, and thank you for watching On the Grill.
Ha, Sean, I haven't seen that. Unofficially sponsored by Dr. Pepper. That would be amazing if they just called you up and were like, yeah, let's do that. All right, well, listen, Minturn. Ty has been there all morning, and it's such a charming, amazing little town. And he is kind of with the queen bee of Minturn, Cindy, and she knows all of the things about what's happening, whether it's the quirkiness, whether it's live music, whether it's the Minturn market. She's got all the details. So Ty, where are you guys?
So we are in Minturn, and right behind me, if you notice, let's see, right over here, right here. That's the Minturn. We call it Water Tower, and I'm with Cindy Krieg, and I was asking her if that's what it's called, but then you said, well, some people call it that, but there's also
A water tank.
water tank.
It's technically not a tower, but you can call it whatever you want.
This water tank towering above us goes by 2 names now. Thank you for being on Vail Daily Live. How are you this morning, Cindy?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Doing great. Just checking out Minturn, learning all kinds of new things from history about Minturn that's new these days. Like we were just at the Agora. The Agora. And now we are near the Minturn Hotel and the bunkhouse. But this is also the area where, stretching between all these buildings, this alleyway, where the farmers market happens, as we know.
Exactly.
Live music, grilling, as we were seeing, events. So let's learn about Minturn from you.
Absolutely. So this weekend, the holiday weekend, we really kick off our summer event season. So this Friday is our Independence Day celebration. And this year we're going to have live music in 3 different locations instead of doing everything in one location like we have in the past. So Friday we will have music at the Saloon from 3 to 5. And then over here from 5 to 7. And when I say over here, this is the kind of large parking area in front of the bunkhouse behind Colorado Mattress and Holy Toledo here. So we're going to have music over here from 5 to 7. And then 7 to 9, we will have music at Little Beach Park. And 9 to 11 back at the Saloon. So kind of doing a little circle. So we've got bands performing at all different times on Friday for Independence Day. And then Saturday is our first market. So the market will run every Saturday from this Saturday, the 3rd.
I'm a fan of the Minturn market.
Yes, trying to keep my date straight. So this Saturday we'll kick off the market and it will run through Labor Day weekend. So we'll have 10 weeks of the market and that's 9 to 2 every Saturday, rain or shine. And we're going to have a great market this year. We are really looking forward to kind of slowly easing back into a little more normal events season. And so we're excited to be doing live music. We're really excited to be doing the market. The market is still going to be a little bit spread out, but we won't really have any restrictions in place. So I'm excited to be doing that.
Okay, so I remember coming to the market. We get your Grammy's Jams over here, right through this direction, 2-3 aisles of jewelry and fashion and wardrobe, and the art, the rolling of the hot peppers, the chili peppers guy, bringing a lot of these people back.
We unfortunately don't have the hot pepper guy, but we do have a lot of repeat vendors. We have a few vendors literally who have been coming from the start, and this is our 23rd season of the market. So some have been coming literally for over 20 years, some new vendors and some that have been with us for a little while, but it's definitely a wide variety, as you mentioned, clothing and jewelry, but we also have lots of art, we have pet products, we have children's clothing, we have
live music.
No live music.
Oh, okay.
No live music at the market this year. For multiple reasons, as we were kind of easing back into that, but unfortunately, and lots of food. So we will have some food trucks this year at the market, so that'll be exciting. So yeah, definitely the market continues to grow, and we're looking forward to having a variety of food and a variety of different products.
But live music can be found here in Minturn, as you were mentioning. Free music, and that's going to be at Little Beach Park. I've been there. And so do you have an idea of the lineup? Like who's taking the stage?
Absolutely. So for the Independence Day event, and then we can talk about the summer concert series too. The Independence Day event, we have the Tim and Christine duo playing at the Saloon from 3 to 5. And then 5 to 7 over here is going to be Hard Scrabble. And 7 to 9 at Little Beach Park is Rewind. And then back at the Saloon for the late set is Mike Wheeler. And these are all local musicians.
All this, I'm sure, are found on the Town of Minturn's website. But, you know, when we have the Independence Day celebrations going on and the farmers market, knowing the size of Minturn, where do we park?
Yes, we would advise everyone to park at the municipal parking lot if you can. And so when you first come into town, a lot of people might be familiar, but if you're not, when you first come into town, if you take a left, as if you're going to the Saloon, just keep going straight. And that's our municipal parking lot, and that's our public parking. And there's usually quite a bit of parking available over there.
And usually you have like a crossing person here to help people cross the streets.
We will have a flagger traffic person for
the market. We do not have that lined up for Independence Day, but I'm hoping that the sheriff's office will kind of jump in and help a little bit if needed. Since the times are staggered and the locations are staggered, we're hoping traffic won't be too crazy. But yes, we would advise you to park in the municipal lot if you're driving. If you live here in Minturn, walk, bike, whatever you can get you there.
I can't imagine living in Minturn and having to drive anywhere in Minturn.
No, not so much.
There's sidewalks here. This is a normal town, trapped in time, but perfectly a sweet overlay of current events. So now let's talk the Artists Guild and art.
Sure. So we also have, we partner with Minturn Community Fund and the Vail Valley Art Guild to do First Friday events, which will also be happening. Those happen year round. So the first Friday of each month, they do an art exhibit reception in the Minturn Community Fund space, which is at 291 Main Street. And those happen every Friday not every Friday, the first Friday of every month from 5:30 to 8. And it's a great way to see some different art exhibits from different featured artists. And also you can have wine and snacks and things like that. So it's a fun little reception, yes. The other thing that will be starting, if I can go back to the market for 1 second. Sure. We're going to kick off the first market, since it is the Independence Day weekend, with a kids bike parade. Uh-huh. So the market starts at 9. The bike parade will be at 8:30, and it doesn't have to be a bike. You could more or less any vessel on wheels. It can be a skateboard or a kickboard or a tricycle. I'm trying to think of what else.
A unicycle.
A unicycle, yes, absolutely. And it's not just kids, although we tend to have mostly kids. Adults are welcome to join. But that will start at 8:30. There's more information on our website about that as well. Okay. Where you can, they're going to start at Town Hall.
I was going to ask you that.
And make their way over here to the market and right through the market. So
Wonderful.
That'll be fun. So we hope lots of people will join for that. And then the other thing that's happening on Saturday, along with the market, is our Yoga in the Park kicks off as well. So we have, are we running out of time? We have Yoga in the Park every market Saturday from 9:30 to 10:30, and that is free community donation-based yoga at Little Beach Park.
As you can see, very busy here in Minturn. You can find out more by visiting their website, which is
minturn.org.
We thank you very much, Cindy, for coming on. Stay close to Vail Daily Live. More information heading your way.
Thank you so much, Ty and Cindy. So much happening in Minturn. I love that market. I've gotten some of my favorite jewelry, some table runners, and great kitchen towels and all sorts of things you're going to find at the Minturn market. So much fun. So minturn.org for all the events that are happening there. But just down the way, you're going to find Beaver Creek, and they have some live, not only live events, of course they're live, but they also have some free events that happen each week. So fun. So you can go to beavercreek.com/events to find out their full schedule. So for today, they have some free outdoor yoga from 9 to 10. Helmut Fricker will be playing from 1 to 3 with his Alpenhorn and in his lederhosen. And then they have dinner and a movie tonight from 7 to 9. And then coming up for this weekend, so they have events that happen Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday is their big 4th of July celebration. And that is going to be taking place. The Park Hyatt lawn will open at 11 a.m. And you can bring blankets and low-profile camp chairs, and food and drinks will be available to purchase. And then they have their stars, stripes, and slides, the bouncy castles and the obstacle courses. Those will be all kind of kicking off around noon on Sunday. And then they have live music from 1:30 to 9 p.m. on Sunday. So that's all happening at Beaver Creek for their 4th of July celebration. And then, of course, leading up to that, log on to beavercreek.com/events so you can get the full experience of their free offerings each and every day. But let's look at what's happening with that forecast for the 4th of July and also for later on today. It's all brought to you by Betteridge. They were established in 1897. Exceptional customer service. They have gorgeous watches, jewelry, and they're located right in Solaris. We're going to catch up with Lance Fry here in just a minute. But for today, highs reaching into the 60s and low 70s, depending on where you are in elevation in the valley. But sunshine first thing, and then we're going to be seeing those clouds rolling in around lunchtime and staying with us as we head into our sunset around 8:30. So a good chance of moisture really developing between about 1 o'clock and 8 o'clock tonight. So if you have that rain jacket, highly recommend bringing it. Bring that umbrella, and look forward to seeing some rain in the forecast really through today, tomorrow, Friday, and then things dry up for Saturday and for Sunday. And like Nate was just saying, make sure you're checking that weather forecast, especially if you're planning on traveling to Glenwood, because we've been seeing those closures happening in Glenwood Canyon. So just be aware of that out there. But a big thank you to Betteridge for that local weather forecast. All right, so we should probably check in with my favorite buddy Lance Fry, the GOAT. We like to call him the GOAT because he is just the greatest of all time when it comes to jewelry. Trisha, okay, what are you going to bring back to the studio for me today, right? You're shopping for me, right?
Oh yeah, okay, Ashley, I've got something I'll match your outfit perfectly. This is
Yes.
Yes, we have Lance Fry with us from Betteridge, fine jewelry, watches since 1897. But you decided to let us know a little preview of a show, kind of an exhibit almost that's coming, next week?
A combination of both is definitely what it is. And good job with the history of 1897.
Yes.
So we are going to be hosting a show by Robert Prokop. Robert Prokop is a designer of the space out of Beverly Hills. He specializes in color, obviously, here. So we have lots of color. He does color stones, and they're all natural, gorgeous stones from all over the world. This is what his passion is, in building these big, beautiful pieces. He's worked very closely with Angelina Jolie, wears his stuff, and they're Best Buds, and Brooke Shields. So a lot of celebrities love his stuff because of the statement pieces that they are. So we're doing a trunk show next weekend with him, but we're also been very fortunate because he let us partner with him this summer to do an exhibit, which we've never done before. So we've converted the back portion of the store into kind of his salon, if you will, type of thing, and we are exhibiting some really, truly incredible, one-of-a-kind pieces, and here's a sampling of them.
Oh yeah, when I walked in, it's like a showstopper. You can't believe, especially how large these are. So this is actually a pink sapphire.
This is the world's largest pink sapphire. This is a fancy, vivid pink sapphire. So that deep, dark, saturated color. This has never been displayed or on exhibit before. This is the first time it's been out on exhibit. And we have it here. This is 79 carats. Just the center stone is 79 carats. And it is it's something else to see something like this and to say that it's the largest in the world and it's sitting here in Vail. It's kind of fun.
Here we are. I can't believe it.
We tell people that, they're like, is it really? Like, no, it truly is the largest pink sapphire that's been cut in the world.
Oh my gosh. Yes, so that's just one of the things. And then also on the large scale side, this emerald.
This is an emerald. This is from the Muzo mine out of Colombia. This is, of course, again, all natural, no enhancements to this center stone itself. So this is done kind of a little more simple, believe it or not, for him. Just kind of diamond.
Oh, this is just my everyday
simple
piece.
Yeah, so this is, again, beautiful. It's a unique cut. It's a kind of a teardrop cabochon cut, which you don't see very often. But to get a stone of this size that you can put this cut into is something else. Yeah. So that's,
And then a little bit on the smaller side.
Yeah, these
but
tiny
still,
little things.
Oh wow, but they're still gorgeous. Look
so
at these.
These are Burma sapphires. They are all natural sapphires. What makes these kind of special is the color saturation. You can see that deep kind of bluish, almost got a little bit of purple in it. Yeah. To get that color is highly desirable in a sapphire. You don't want a lighter colored sapphire. The earrings are probably the most special, actually, because they're perfectly matched. The size is incredible, and the color saturation is perfect. So these are something that is pretty special, pretty unique for us to have.
And then all the diamonds.
All the diamonds. Of course, he uses all the diamonds are DE in color and probably mostly internally flawless or VVS1 in clarity. So he goes for it. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he definitely does. All right, so the exhibit will be here throughout the summer. So you'll have some of these pieces, but then when the trunk show comes, you'll have even more.
So when the trunk show comes, we're going to have even more. And the pieces at the trunk show are not going to be kind of big, crazy.
The largest in the world.
They're not the largest in the world. Much more wearable, down to, let's say down to earth even. And that is going to be happening starting next weekend. And we're going to have that trunk show for about 3, possibly 4 days. Okay. And it's the first time this trunk show that he just created is going to be showing, but it's a traveling, so we won't hold on to that one for very long. We literally get it for Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay. All right. So next week.
Next week. Yeah. Next week.
All right. Well, but for today, you can still come in and take a look at these, and then plus all the different other brands that you have. You have so
Absolutely.
I know Palmerelli.
Palmerelli was last weekend. We had a fantastic trunk show with them. They brought a ton of stuff. Palmolato's another one of our big designers. Davador. Besides jewelry, tons of watches, Rolex, Tudor, Cartier, IWC, Panerai, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Lots of
You've
them.
got it all in here. All right. And just really quick, going back to that 1897, I mean, that's the Betteridge name, well known throughout the jewelry industry, watch industry,
Absolutely.
for the family tradition.
They have tradition, I mean, was key to the Terry Betteridge, owner of the company, third generation. His son is Wynn. He'll take over the store. He's working hard in Greenwich, Connecticut, his home. And we also have this store. We have Aspen and we have Palm Beach. And yeah, they've been around since 1897. Started as silversmiths in the 1700s and the UK. Then they immigrated over and they started in New York City and then moved to Greenwich, Connecticut in the 1950s-ish.
Yeah, and then stop in also if you like estate jewelry. There's a lot of great stories with some of the estate jewelry that we'll have to talk about another time.
Yeah, we'll do it next time.
Next time. Okay, all right, Lance, thanks so much. And what are your hours normally here at Solarium?
So we're here 10 to 6, Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay, 10 to 6. All right, find out more. The largest pink sapphire in the world
Come
is
try it on,
here,
Ashley.
Ashley. Come on out.
I'm in. You're so right. It goes perfectly with my dress. Oh my gosh, that is just stunning. But I'm sure it's even better in person. Lance, you never disappoint, buddy. Thank you so much, Trisha. Good luck trying to get out of there without being blinded a little bit. It's so beautiful. All right, thank you. Always such a pleasure. All right, so switching gears here a little bit. After you're dripping in jewels, maybe you're looking for a great place to take those jewels and enjoy them in the outdoors. Well, Eagle Showdown Town, it kicks off again tomorrow for the first time in a year. We're so excited about this live music returning to Eagle Town Park, and the Runaway Grooms will be the first show that's taking place. So gates open at 5:30. It's a free concert series. It's all hosted by the Vail Valley Foundation. So the show starts at 6:30. So you want to, again, just bring a blanket or a chair just to relax. And there it is. It's all at Eagle Town Park. So Runaway Grooms are kicking off the lineup with tomorrow's show. And then it goes all the way through to August 12th with Hard Scrabble. So really fun opportunity, especially if you live in Eagle or Gypsum, to get outside and enjoy that live music. And again, it's completely and totally free. Now, if you're going to be down Valley and you're going to be spending your 4th of July there, now, of course, we just recently announced that all the fireworks in Eagle County they've been canceled, right? Because we have our stage 2 fire restrictions. We've been seeing what's going on with the Sylvan fire. So that basically just means no fire. Just don't do it. No fireworks. Just don't. But there's still plenty going on to keep you and your family entertained with the 4th of July. And if you're going to be in Eagle, they will be starting the day off with their kids' bike parade. So this is so incredibly cute, right? So at 9:15, the lineup begins, and then at 10 a.m. the parade begins. So the parade will travel from the Eagle Medical Center to Brush Creek along the bike paths. It's gonna be really nice and safe. And then once at the park, they're gonna have some fun with the Birds of Prey exhibit, the world's largest Simon Says contest, some crafts, and some July 4th ice pops. So what a fun way to bring out the kids and to celebrate. And if you want to find out more information, you can go to eagleoutside.com. And then also don't forget that they have their last Whitewater series that's going to be taking place on Tuesday as well. So eagleoutside.com is where you can get more information about that. And if you're going to be outside today or even into the weekend, we are expecting rain really for this afternoon and this evening to stick around, but then things really improve for that 4th of July forecast. It's all brought to you by the Possibilities in Avon Weekly. Their art expo is taking place today from 11 to 4, and you can discover your next masterpiece, and you can go to avonpossibilities.com to get more information. So if you're going to be strolling the Main Street Mall in Avon today, we'll be looking at those temperatures, feeling like 50 degrees outside right now. However, warming up into the upper 60s and low 70s, depending on where you are. And then we do have some possible light rain in the afternoon and evening, kind of rolling in after lunchtime and staying with us until about 8 o'clock. So if you're going to be heading over to the Art Expo early, you'll probably be in good shape. Put that sunscreen on, make sure to hydrate, and then maybe bring that rain jacket for anything you're going to be doing outside after lunchtime. And then that rain is in the forecast again for Thursday and Friday, but then look at Saturday and Sunday, just partly cloudy and then clearing up just in time for that 4th of July celebration. So there you have it. Thank you so much to the Possibilities in Avon Weekly Art Expo. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and coming up, we have some real estate to talk about and also your lens of the day.
for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outlets@silverthorne.com for current sales and events.
Just checking out some sweet lenses from Costa, which you can find over at Eyepieces of Vail, the art of vision. And they have stores all across the Vail Valley, also over in Snowmass. And they have been in business for 30 years now. So they are excellent at what they do. And the reason why I picked out these Costas, so first of all, Costa is started off as a company that was built by fly fishermen. So they found a need for having these polarized lenses and for sunglasses that work for them out on the water. And then, they really created this excellent company to have a lifetime warranty, which I think is that's very impressive. And all of their styles are available in prescription. So if you want something that's a little bit more sporty that has your prescription, you can do that. And they have one of the thinnest, most lightweight glass polar lenses on the market, and everything that they make is polarized. So perfect for getting out there and doing some fly fishing while you're in town. But these particular ones, this is the Blackfin, and this has kind of this gray tint with the blue mirror. This is one of the darkest lenses that they make. So like for instance, for 4th of July, since we're gonna be seeing that bright sunshine all day long, this would be the lens that I would recommend. And it's just ideal for those bright conditions and perfect for fishermen out on open waters, on lakes and oceans. And then it has this kind of specific sport frame, and it's wrapped. So they also have like these really just ingenious, little details in here that help out with, like making sure that the nose grip is ideal, that there's some areas where, let's say you're out there sweating, there's some kind of technology built in for that. But Costa, great brand, and you're going to find them at Eyepieces of Vail at all of their locations. And if you want more information, eyepiecesofvail.com, I believe, is their website. And again, they have locations everywhere. They've been in business for 30 years, and there's a reason why. So stop on in and check them out. Now, where are you going to take these shades? You're probably going to take these shades to all of your 4th of July activities, and also maybe to some of the fun things that are happening outdoors while you're in town. And if you missed it before, Beaver Creek has free events that happen every single week. So of course they have their signature events, but then they also have completely free ones. So for instance, today, not only do they have free outdoor yoga from 9 to 10, but then they also have live music that's taking place from 4 to 6 o'clock. So great way to bring the entire family out, enjoy a little happy hour, some live music, and then take them to dinner and a movie. Really, really cool. So that's all happening up at Beaver Creek today. And then as you look ahead in the forecast for events, there's free things that go on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then that culminates this Sunday with our 4th of July celebration, which again, Park Hyatt Lawn opens at 11 a.m. Bring those blankets, those low profile chairs. That's totally free to go and enjoy. They have live music that kicks off from about 1:30 in the afternoon, and it goes all the way until 9 o'clock. And then they also have their stars, stripes, and slides. So for the kids, if they love bouncy everything, like they have the bouncy castles, they have the slides, it's all there and happening. And that opens at noon on the 4th of July at Beaver Creek. So big thank you to them for providing so much fun for us each and every day. And, Beaver Creek, right at the base of Beaver Creek, is the town of Avon. It's the heart of the valley, and they have beautiful Nottingham Lake. We've been doing a lot of things live over there because you can see the lake, and then Beaver Creek is just right there in the background. And for today's forecast, if you're going to get out there, maybe walk around the lake, do that early. And then, if you go a little bit later, bring that rain jacket with you, bring an umbrella. But temperatures are going to eventually be reaching into the upper 60s and low 70s for our daytime highs today. But we do have that moisture moving in after lunch, probably staying with us all the way until sunset, and just kind of varying degrees of intensity when it comes to that rain. So just be prepared for some moisture. And again, we're looking at just kind of some cloudy skies, some moisture for today, tomorrow, for Friday, and then things clear up for Saturday and Sunday. So big thank you to Avon, the heart of the valley. Okay, I think we are going to take a quick break. Is that what we're going to do? Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Hey, speaking of Live Sotheby's, Trisha is out in Vail Village, and she is there with Charlie to specifically talk about the beautiful real estate here in the Vail Valley. So, Trisha, where are you guys?
Oh, well, we are right near the covered bridge and right in front of the Live Sotheby's office right here at the Mountain House. Right. Charlie Ford joins me now, and great to see you again. It's been a while.
It's been a minute. Glad to be back on the air.
I know. Yeah, it's great to have you here. Super and fun. It's, we've been hearing about the crazy real estate market, and right now is the time to really know how to promote different properties, know how to position different properties.
Certainly.
And you're working with it all.
Correct. I think it's important for a lot of the potential sellers to consider the height of the market. They may be able to get a premium price for this transaction. Reciprocally, some of the buyers need to be super excited about buying because it's at a premium price. At the end of the day, second and third homes are all about lifestyle. And a lot of folks that are purchasing now are at a point in their life where they say, you know what, let's go.
Yeah. Well, and there's so many different pockets, neighborhoods, whether it's Eastvale, Vail Village, all the way down to Cordillera.
Sure.
And one of the properties that we're going to show you really neat of what you're able to do with the property, because maybe it's not perfect, maybe it needs an overhaul, a remodel. And I had to look at these two pictures a couple of times because I couldn't believe how different they looked. This is amazing.
Agreed. Yeah, if we have that first photo from Cordillera, you can see kind of the datedness. It actually is very super dated. The reality is we've got someone with a leaf blower coming at us. If that photo is still up, I may step aside right quick.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I think we're going to have him.
All right.
Okay.
Actually, he's a friend of mine. Town of Vail employee. All right.
He turned off the leaf blower for us.
Right.
But yeah, so looking at the differences between the first and the second
Sure.
photos, yeah, you can, a remodel is just,
Lots of golden oak.
Yeah. And look at those retractable
Exact
doors.
same angle. Yeah, amazing, right? So the reality is we took those windows out to the right and put in those accordion doors, which are super popular. And if we look at that new photo, you'll see how we opened up the kitchen. It's a spectacular property. That's the Sawatch Range with New York Mountain up there, just over 12,000 feet, I believe.
Yeah.
10,000. So anyhow, wonderful home over in Cordillera Valley Club. I think a lot of times when folks purchase these vacation homes, they want to personalize them. And there are some opportunities, especially in Vail Village. I think we've got another photo there of a condo that was fine.
Yeah.
It was okay. Nothing special. A young family out of New York purchased it. And there's the fine and nothing special condo.
Yeah.
And the sellers were out of Australia. They had owned it for 26 years. It was the second time it traded. Here's what happened. We had to identify where was the property. Yeah. You see the photos inside and go, oh. And then when you see the photos outside, you go, wow.
Yeah.
Literally steps from the mountain, early morning. I'll never forget that shot. I think it was in February. Sun shining through. It was a powder day. You can see the fresh snow on the roof.
Yeah.
So really, I think an expert resort broker has the ability to add value to properties with remodels or basic renovations. Nothing fancy. You can paint, do floors, carpet, furniture. That works too. You can take down a wall. You can do with it whatever you want. But more importantly, you've got to really promote the property with spectacular photos.
Yeah.
And with Sotheby's International Realty, the ability to do photography that's world class is what we do. And so to find that drone photo in Vail Village was a very big challenge to do on that right morning. Kent, my photographer, and I were up at about 6:30 that morning because we knew it was going to snow, and wham! And that sun was just breaking the ridge in February, so we know how low that sun is.
Yeah, and you know, you can kind of see that sparkle of the snow just on the roof, and you know that, okay, that's where I'm going to wake up every day.
Right.
So that's, positioning it and letting know a sense of place, especially for buyers that are out of town, because there's been people that have been buying just over the phone.
That's exactly right. In fact, I'll pat myself on the back. I've had a few transactions, in my career, and a lot recently, where I procure the buyer and I'm working for the seller. So I'm able to put that transaction together as what we call a transaction broker, and it's pretty special. Not easy, but very special that I can actually find that buyer that really will purchase the property.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And then also we have, you've kind of done it all. You've done commercial property, ranch property, hotel properties. You've worked with a couple of hotels just in the valley.
Sure.
So that's what's nice is you have the experience.
I do, candidly, which has not been a short road. I mean, I'm here 17 years. I've raised a family here. One's off to college. One's a junior in high school at Vail Christian. So it's been a good run. One of the commercial properties I think we have in Vail Village is down on the way to the Four Seasons, kind of in front of the Sebastian. Wonderful art gallery that's now a nationally acclaimed restaurant.
Yes, Barrio Social's going in there.
It's spectacular. Super client. I love that restaurateur. He's a fun guy.
Yeah.
So commercial ranches, fractional parking spaces here in Vail, they cost about $250,000 in the village. At Founders Garage, pre-construction at Solaris, working with the Martis and Timbers over at the Sebastian. The Four Seasons, partial ownership, the fractional program there. There's been a ton of different opportunities for me. And candidly, here's the thing. All my clients are in touch. Every single one of them really are thrilled with the service.
Yeah,
awesome. It's important to me. I wake up and look at myself in the mirror and go, yep.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
That's good.
Now, another thing that you're doing, you're going international. So,
Correct.
Mexico. It's great to have the mountain home, but it's also nice to have beach, ocean.
Certainly. That's a good point. I've been fortunate in that regard. I've been with Sotheby's International Realty for a very long time. I've got an international operations degree. Studied here in college, in Colorado, and I put it to work. So I've handled a few transactions throughout the Caribbean, some referrals to Europe, London, Paris. I've visited those offices, Portugal. I've visited Portugal, Sotheby's, and Mexico's fun. We have a lot of partners in Mexico. I think there's a Mexico logo up there on the screen somewhere. The owner, Carlos Gonzalez, great friend of mine. And he's got a wonderful group of brokers in Mexico City, especially Guadalajara, Cabo, Monterrey, Playa del Carmen. I think there's 7 offices. And I'm in close contact with all of those top producers. Being a top producer with Sotheby's, we all kind of network. And frankly, with Sotheby's Mexico, it's important. It's important to have those folks because there's a lot of Mexican nationals that have not only come to visit, but back in the 70s and 80s, built several of the wonderful buildings here. It's pretty cool.
Definitely.
Very good relationship to have with Sotheby's International Realty and Sotheby's Mexico.
Yeah, and just some of the properties down there are just so gorgeous, and the outdoor living spaces, well appointed.
We may have a photo of that.
I think
there was a hotel transaction I was able to help with that was just pristine. Luckily for me, I had to go on site to do
a road trip.
Some of the paperwork. Yes,
wow.
that was one of the residences. Just fantastic. Really a great opportunity, and it's beachfront, which is very, very unique with beautiful, beautiful water. Again, I just feel fortunate to actually pursue international business with Sotheby's International Realty and have the ability to represent clients from all over the world. I think last time my assistant counted, it was 11 countries we have clients from. Pretty neat, 11 or more maybe.
Yeah, awesome.
Pretty neat.
Well, what a great legacy. And if we want to find out more, a couple different websites we've got here.
Yeah, so one of my fun projects is Vail.com.mx. And many of the Mexican nationals that own here are very, very private. So we get a moderate amount of traffic there, but a lot of the brokers in Mexico appreciate that publicity. And then more importantly, VailBeaverCreekRealEstate.com, which is fun.
Okay, VailBeaverCreekRealEstate.com. The name says it all.
That's right. And frankly, I've done transactions and hundreds of transactions in my 17 years, and I don't know if there's a neighborhood I have not done a transaction. Arrowhead, Bachelor Gulch, Singletree, Wild Ridge, Eastville, Westville, Vail Village, Lion's Head, I mean, you name it. I was the first transaction at the Lion over in Lion's Head, which was kind of fun. Took a while to work through the paperwork as the first transaction, but we did it. So you're in good hands if we talk and do some transactions. I've got tons of referrals if you want to frankly call them and ask about my services. So very confident and a super exciting career.
All right. Thank you so much, Charlie. Great to see you again.
It's been a while.
Hey, Mexico or a hotel, commercial property, homes throughout the Vail Valley, contact Charlie Ford with Live Sotheby's International Realty.
Thank you so much, Trisha and Charlie. What an incredible breadth of work. That's amazing and absolutely beautiful properties. So excited to see those. And, if you are going to be over in Vail, I would say, today, take some time, explore the village. If you can get out there early, it's going to be probably the best weather, but we do have some moisture that's going to be moving in probably a little bit after lunchtime. And, another great place to check out in Vail, especially if it is raining, is Carrots. They have been in business creating these beautiful heirlooms since 1970. And coming up July 2nd through the 6th, Carolyn Tyler will be at Carrots, which is really, really incredible. If you haven't met her before, she has this really fine collection of rare, luscious, juicy gems from all around the world set in 22 karat gold. And Carolyn, to me, she's like a living mermaid, right? Like to be in her presence is just so spectacular. And, the way that she talks about her jewelry and the way that it means so much to her, it's just kind of an unparalleled experience. So again, she'll be there from July 2nd to the 6th. And, for her visit here, we're going to be seeing things kind of improving, kind of warming up. So we'll be seeing that moisture in the forecast, not only today and, through this evening, but then we'll be seeing moisture back in the forecast for Thursday and then Friday. So the first day that Carolyn's in town, it's going to be a little bit stormy. So perfect for jewelry shopping. And then things are going to be warming up a little bit. We're going to be seeing that sunshine. We're going to be seeing those temperatures back in the 80s by the time that we get into Saturday and Sunday, the 4th of July. So if you have not been over to Carrots yet, stop on in. What a great reason to go and say hello to Carolyn. She's just amazing. And my goodness, it's so great to be there in person. Now, we're going to send things back out to Ty Diaz. He's still hanging out with Jane. What are you guys just getting into trouble out there? What are you doing?
We are not trying to leave. The day is just beginning here at Minturn. As you can see, the sun is shining for us. And again, Jane is here with us at the Agora.
Yes.
And so the Agora means?
The Agora means the marketplace. In the ancient world, people would gather in town in the marketplace, and that meant all kinds of things where there were vendors and a place to meet up with friends. And that's what we've tried to create here in downtown Minturn.
Oh no, we lost him. Oh shoot. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I was really excited to learn about the Agora. My goodness, I love how Jane describes things. And in Minturn, there is just such a beautiful, quirky little community. It's so much fun if you haven't spent any time there. And clearly, there's a lot of places to explore. So stop on into the Scarab and to the Agora. Oh goodness, I'm spacing on the name of the house. What's the house, you guys? Helen's house. Helen's house. How cool was that to see this house built in the 1800s and now it's been turned into an Airbnb experience and then also a place where there's some events happening. So, Ty and Jane, I'm so bummed that we lost you, but we're going to have to head on over there in person and just check that out. And I know that we are going to have to kind of wrap things up here pretty quickly, but I just wanted to remind you guys again that we would love to hear from you during the show. That it's one of the coolest things about this show is that we are live and that you can log on to Facebook or YouTube and that you can chat with us while we are live. And we're also on Amazon Fire. We're on Roku. We are on VailDaily.com, VailDailyLive.com. So make sure to subscribe, to like us, to follow Vail Daily, and then also follow us on Instagram, Vail Daily Live on Instagram. And Trisha, you are just looking so beautiful out there. It looks like it's just like the perfect Vail Mountain day.
Oh, you know what? It is so nice out. I came out with the down jacket I wore it for like one interview, and it's already warmed up. We are seeing a few more clouds come through, but still plenty of blue sky. And just above me, you can see the Bravo banner. We're right next to the covered bridge on Bridge Street. Bravo is happening all the way through August 4th with so many different types of performances. Last night they were with Edgar Meyer at the Villar Center for the chamber music. The Dallas Symphony Orchestra is going to be coming, and they've got that patriotic concert on the 4th of July. It's been a tradition for many, many years. They're going to start selling tickets on July 1. So go to bravovail.org for more details. It usually sells out. So make sure you find out how you can get tickets. I think you can only get up to 4 tickets per person because it is that popular. But Dallas Symphony Orchestra coming to play at the Ford Amphitheater on Independence Day with a total patriotic show. So it should be really cool. And actually, guess what else they're doing? Since we're not doing fireworks on the 4th of July in Vail, of course, no fireworks anywhere in Eagle County. They're going to do a silent disco over on the International Bridge with about 200 of the headphones. And you just get on your different wavelengths and you dance around with the people that are dancing to your tunes. So it should be a lot of fun and a good substitute. Not quite as good as fireworks, but the next best thing.
Oh, yeah. It's going to keep you moving and laughing, too. Have you ever come across a pile of people that are doing a silent disco and you didn't know it was happening? It's hilarious.
I know. You're
It's
like, what's going on? So, yeah,
people are,
200
yeah.
people doing that on the International Bridge.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. And yeah, good call on getting those tickets for that concert that's happening on the 4th over in Ford Park. So got to get those early. I know the ticket office opens at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So you got to get those in person. Make sure you only get those 4. But I can't believe you also just happened to catch Mongo first thing this morning. No big deal.
I know. We were just talking about him today because Ty Diaz was like, oh, make sure you look for the Vail Bike Patrol. It's the ski patrol on bikes. And here's what they do. And all of a sudden, he comes walking up. I'm like, is that Mongo? You know, I had my sunglasses on. He had sunglasses on. I haven't seen him probably since before COVID. And it was neat to hear about what Vail Bike Patrol is doing. And yeah, there are a lot of fallen trees that happen because of pine beetle kill or just these strong winds that we've had with recent storms. So they're taking care of that. They're coming up on people to make sure everyone's okay. Everyone feels good about their ability level. And it was cool. You kind of told us about some new trails that you can try, even if you're a beginner.
Yeah, I really want to get out there and try that out. But, you know, you can see as Trisha's talking, first of all, Trisha, that shot, and Henry, thank you. It looks like a postcard. It looks like absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I think there's so many people that are watching from across the world right now, and they're like, oh my gosh, I just want to be there. And if you want to share your postcard picture moments with us, go to vaildailylive.com/submit and make sure to send them our way. But Trisha, we're going to let you go because we're talking too much. We've already like surpassed our timing by like 10 minutes because we just like to talk around here. So thank you so much for those beautiful shots, for all those great interviews. We'll catch up with you a little bit later. And thank you so much to Ty Diaz as well, reporting live in Minturn this morning. And you know, I tell you what, he's just a busy guy. He's going to be back on the show tomorrow. Ty was going to be live from Avon. Trish will be here in the studio. Ken will be live in Beaver Creek. So we have the Eagle County Fair and Rodeo coming up. We also have the Steve Meyer tribute concert. And then, of course, our Vail Daily News and headlines. And if you are submitting your content to us, we will make sure to play that on the show as well. So again, vaildailylive.com/submit. All right, shutting the computer down. Putting my papers down. That's it. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday edition, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.